Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this edition of the Inspire podcast. So excited to have this opportunity for all of us to come together and just share different insights and different things that are happening here in integrity and in the industry as a whole. And today we have one of the biggest announcements in our company's history. And so I'm excited for us to be able to let everybody hear about this incredible announcement that we're going to be announcing here in just a little bit. But before we do, whenever we started this COVID pandemic, started the Inspire podcast, we started this idea of Integrity Idol, where we had originally Kendall coming on and singing every morning to just kind of lighten our spirits. Sometimes we'd have some of our partners like Alan Town, Craig Harvey, and others that would come on and sing. And then we started this idea with Integrity Idol where we said, let's open up a singing competition, and we were overwhelmed. In fact, last week or 2 weeks ago, I was in Thomas Arts, and we had a little reminiscence of that singing competition while we were there, and 5 of their incredibly talented people stood up and sang for us, including Sarah Wilson, S-Dub. We had Kool-Aid singing. We had a bunch of other people that got up and sang just impromptu. And just had so much fun. I think that's part of what we're building here at Integrity is to not only build a business that continues to grow and outlast all of us, but also having fun and having a sense of camaraderie and family as part of that. And so today we've asked one of our Integrity Idol semifinalists to join us today to have her come on and share an update on what she had been doing and some of the things that had been going on in her life, and then also just incredibly talented person that we wanted to welcome, Miss Jasmine Jones. Jasmine, are you there with us?
Hey, thanks for having me.
What is up?
Life. It's a new year. Everything's been going pretty good.
Well, Jasmine, we enjoyed hearing you sing so much whenever you went through the Integrity Idol competition. What was that like for you whenever we kind of opened that up, just kind of impromptu, and then you joined us and just owned it? What was that like for you?
Honestly, it's nerve-wracking. I have a really huge stage fright. But I love singing. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. It's nerve-wracking, but it's fun.
Well, when you're as good of a singer as you are, there shouldn't be anything that intimidates you. I know that you part of what we did is we really celebrated a lot of different charities and really made things known about a lot of charities. And you had a unique charity that you recognized. Tell us a little bit more about the charity that you were part of.
So it's Empower Cherokee, and one of our coworkers, Jason, had whenever we had you announced that we had the service hours, Jason had a great idea of giving back to Empower Cherokee, and basically what they do is they kind of give more meaning to adults who have mental illnesses or, any sort of like impairments or anything like that. So they actually give them purpose and kind of empower them, I guess it, really is. So that's really good. And it's always just a blessing to be a part of that and able to give back to them. So.
Wow. Well, I'm sure that they were really moved whenever you chose them as your charity and we're able to bless them through this time. So thank you again for recognizing them and for including them along this journey as well.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor.
So today we've asked you to come back. Kendall's still on maternity leave, and we asked you to come back and share a song with us. What are you going to sing for us today?
So I've chose Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My Name.
Strong. That's awesome. We're ready when you are.
Awesome. All righty. Baby, 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 I see you on our first date. You're doing everything that makes me smile. And when we have our first kiss, it happened on a Thursday. Oh, it set my soul on fire. Oh, baby, 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 I can't wait for the first time. My imagination's running wild, and it feels like, ooh, you know my name. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing! Thank you so much. This is one of those times we all want more. We absolutely love to hear more. But oh my gosh, Jasmine, thank you so much for blessing us with your incredibly and talented voice. That was amazing. Hopefully that was fun for you as well. I know for all the people on the call, it was exciting.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, Jasmine, it's great to hear from you again. Keep up the service that you guys are doing with Empire Cherokee and everything that you're doing there as well. But hope you have a great 2021, and look forward to catching up with you again soon. But thanks again for joining us today. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said whenever we began, we have one of the biggest, most exciting announcements that we've ever made here at Integrity that's going to go out actually tomorrow. But we thought it would be fun to do something a little different and bring them on today because of how impactful of an announcement this is going to be. To bring them on today and allow all of you to hear about it first, and to really have them be a great Inspire podcast to help us really articulate the vision of what we're creating together. Now, here at Integrity, as you all know, we have a simple mission, and it's an important mission, and that's to help Americans plan for one of the toughest days of their life. And so when someone goes to a hospital and they found out that they had cancer, heart attack, strokes, COVID, some major life event, we want to be able to have a health insurance plan in place for that family so that they can deal with the emotional and physical needs while we can help with the financial needs with our insurance carrier partners. And we're agnostic whether that's Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, ACA, hospital indemnity, or other products. We just want to make sure that there is a product there to serve that family at their time of need. Or when somebody goes down to a nursing home, a family has to take a loved one to a nursing home. That's an incredibly difficult day. And we want to make sure that we've got a long-term care, short-term care plan in place for that family so that they can take care of the financial aspects of that. Or in the event of death, we want to make sure that when somebody goes to a funeral home, it's one of the most difficult days that families will face. And we want to make sure that there is a life insurance plan there, whether it's final expense, mortgage protection, universal life, pre-need, or all the other life insurance products we have. We want to make sure that the family can deal with the emotional aspects and we can help be there for the financial aspects to take that burden off of a loved one. Or when somebody goes into retirement, we want that to be a joyous day and not a difficult day where they're dreading waking up and not knowing how they're going to put food on the table. We want them to be able to plan for the future and be able to take care of that and have that as a joyous day. And so we want to have annuity and wealth planning products there for the family as part of that. And this is our core mission. And that's one of the things I'm so proud of here at Integrity is the way that every day all of you help serve our agents to really make sure that customers, when they're ready for that buying journey and they're ready to select one of those products, whether it's a health insurance product, a long-term care product, a life product, an annuity product, or whatever we're offering, that we are there to serve them. And one of the things that we've been working on for quite some time is a strategy in where we can meet consumers where they are and where they want to make that buying decision. You see, we've got over 325,000 agents throughout the country that do the most incredible work of anybody. They're the most talented, most impressive, hardworking people in the country that will literally go and meet people at their kitchen table or in an office or wherever they are to make sure, or even over the phone, to make sure that they get the coverage that they need. But one of the things that we realize is that there is such huge demand for the products and services that we offer that we need to continue to be evolving and continue to look outside of ourselves and outside of some of the more traditional needs that we've all become accustomed to. And so one of the things that we've been working on is how can we bring in a world-renowned call center into the Integrity family so that when consumers are sitting there at home and they want to just pick up a phone and call a 1-800 number or watch a TV ad, that they can reach out to somebody and we can meet them where they are in their journey. And very few companies, frankly, I don't know if there's any companies, can offer end-to-end service where we can meet somebody at a home, at their home. We can meet people in their office. We can meet people at a park or in a front yard, or we can even meet them on the phone or even online until today. And we are so excited that we are going to be announcing tomorrow that Integrity has now partnered with Connexion that will be joining the Integrity platform. Now, Connexion is one of the largest and most innovative call centers in the country. They have over 3,000 employees that help consumers along this journey of buying and enrolling in proper healthcare insurance product needs. And they will help Integrity continue to innovate insurance going forward. As part of this acquisition, Connexion President Robert McMichael and COO Christina Sears will become managing partners here at Integrity and will continue to lead Connexion into the future. And what an incredible future they have. Both Robert and Christina have done a lot to disrupt the healthcare industry, both with 25 years experience in healthcare, technology, executive leadership, and more. These are two people who really care about changing the game when it comes to health insurance and making sure that consumers have more options than ever before. In fact, Connexion is one of the most trusted call centers in the industry with a long-admired and innovative way that they approach their business and working with large carrier customers and other groups such as us as well. This partnership is very important to Integrity and in our mission to continue to serve the senior market and look for ways for us to open up new opportunities and do things new every single day. Bringing Connexion into the Integrity family is a big step in providing turnkey solutions for all stages of the consumer healthcare journey, from enrollment all the way through to retention, and making sure that they've got the right policy and are continuing to maintain those policies so when they need it the most that it will be there. And partnering with Robert and Christina and their team gives Integrity this true end-to-end capabilities that allow us to truly meet consumers where they are in person or on the phone or even online. So we are thrilled to have Connexion on board, and it further diversifies our offerings and makes both our platform here at Integrity and all of our partners significantly stronger. Now, I've been actually working on this transaction since May of 2017 was the first time that we sat down with Robert and Christina in a hotel conference room here in Dallas and talked about the future of the insurance world and where we all saw it coming and where we knew that we could continue to look at ways to disrupt this market and serve seniors better. And it's my honor today to finally welcome my new partners here at Integrity, Robert McMichael and Christina Sears. Thank you so very much. We're so incredibly excited to have you joining us, and we're honored. So on behalf of all the partners, I welcome you to the family. Robert and Christina, are you there?
We're here.
Hey, Robert, how's it going, my friend?
It is a good day, Brian. Great to be here.
This is it's been. Do you remember that first meeting we had that we were just dreaming? I mean, it was frankly us just talking about the future of healthcare and how we saw people needing to get these products and being able to deliver them in a much more efficient way to try to make sure that people had the coverage that they needed. Do you remember just sitting there and just kind of I don't even think we talked about really business. It was just our passion about serving Americans, and that was such an exciting day, and I'm excited to be here finally with you guys as partners.
That was a great day in 2017. I think we had, 100 slides to walk through and explore. We didn't even turn to page one. We just sat and talked about, seniors in the healthcare industry, and boy, was it two companies seeing things the same way.
Yeah, it was incredibly exciting. Well, Christina, are you here with us as well? We may have lost Christina. Well, Robert, you and I can listen. We've been friends for a long time as we've looked for ways to work together. So tell us a little bit more about Connexion Point. I tried to give people a quick overview, but give us an overview of Connexion Point and where you really see us kind of going together in the future.
Sure, Brian. No, it's exciting. I don't think we could be any more proud of what we've built, but I think even more importantly, we're excited about the opportunities that are ahead of us together. 10 years ago, Christina and I started Connexion Point because we saw a huge need in the insurance market. In fact, from our perspective, healthcare was getting more and more complicated for seniors when health and their finances were the top two most important things to them. And it was our mission that we wanted to help make it simpler for them. We wanted to help them make the right decisions for their life circumstances. And then you look at today, even in recent years, the demand for healthcare services, it's just been growing exponentially. And we've been right there growing along with it. When we look at this partnership and the huge role it's going to play in our combined growth moving forward. We sit back and like everybody else in the industry, we watched Integrity continue to innovate. And it was clear to us that you had a dynamic vision for the future of insurance. We approached this partnership very carefully and very thoughtfully. We wanted to ensure that it would be beneficial for our customers and our employees, and we think this is going to be a game changer for both.
Well, we do too. I mean, I remember sitting in that room and talking to you. I mean, we had really, I think before we had really completed our first real partnership here at Integrity, since we first brought on Steve Young and his group, and we just talked about the vision and where we were going to go and what we saw as the future of the business, and hearing you share where you were going to go and what you saw as the future of the business. And ironically, looking back almost 4 years later, we both did what we said we would do. And I think that's part of integrity, is do what you say you'll do when you say you'll do it. And we have executed against our strategy, and you have continued to execute against your strategy. And we've just stayed great friends throughout that entire process and stayed looking for the right time and right opportunity to bring our companies together. And I think as we enter into 2021, there was no better time than today for us to be able to do that. Christina, were you able to join us?
Yeah, Brian, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I hate to say it. It's that whole COVID thing, and I got stuck on mute, so I apologize.
It happens to all of us. But Christina, you were at that meeting. We were just reminiscing about the opportunity that we saw kind of going into this, and love to hear your perspective of what you remember from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. I think it felt really monumental, and I think the other word that I would use is kismet or magic. There was just a real synchronicity of thought and passion and vision, and I think at that point in time, we felt we had something really special together, and it took us a couple of years to get there. But absolutely thrilled about where we are, and working with Integrity is something we have wanted to do for a number of years, and to be able to embrace that vision together is just spectacular.
Yeah, well, we totally agree. So if one of you guys could, as I tried to really lay out some of Connection Point, a lot of people may or may not know that much about Connection Point. Very similar to Integrity. I mean, I was just with David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and I was kind of amazed because we were sitting there talking. I said, "What?" He flew into Dallas to meet with me and a couple of other CEOs, major companies in the U.S. And I said, "Why did you pick to come see us?" And he said, "Because you're the largest company no one's ever heard about." And it's really true if you really think about it. I mean, we're one of the largest companies in Integrity that is not maybe broadly known out there. And I think Connection Point might be very similar, that you guys have been really the back office of a lot of major health insurance companies to make sure that they got their enrollment and retention done in not only a timely fashion, but also executing at an incredibly high level. So would one of you guys mind just sharing a little bit more about Connection Point, about how you guys go to market, more about your offerings and frankly the technology that separates you from everything else?
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. I think, key to starting this is we really saw a void in the communication with seniors in the healthcare market. And I think in a lot of ways, Connection Point became the voice for some of the carriers. And really we approached the business seeing a problem and then trying to fix it as a business problem, which I think really made us unique in the industry. We also did a lot of listening to our partners as to what they needed and what they were looking for. And that really drove the inception of what we did. And I think that's how we approach things differently.
Yeah, Brian, I think even taking a step back, when we started the company, we were doing tens of millions of age worker surveys. You remember back in the day, the carriers would have to reach out to seniors to ask them questions about their circumstances to figure out whether the carrier should be reimbursed as a primary or secondary payer. And so we were asking seniors, a number of questions. And what we found is they were asking us questions that had nothing to do with why we were calling them. Is my doctor in network? How long is it going to take until I start feeling better? What's this going to cost? And that's when we decided, healthcare was just getting more complicated, and we wanted to help. So our very first contract was, to help a carrier with AEP. And we signed our contract 35 days before AEP started. And, we got busy. We went out and hired and trained a number of agents, put together all the contact center technology and, help that carrier get through, one of the more trying AEPs. So, when you look at what we do is our agents, both licensed and unlicensed agents, help consumers figure out what's the best policy for them based upon their life circumstances. And then once we go through the enrollment process, we'll work with our carrier partners, to help those members now engage in their health care, to make sure they make that first appointment, select a primary care physician, and understand a little bit about their health care needs. And then finally, we'll help them participate in their own health care by making sure, if they're an at-risk consumer, they're getting the services they need to when they need to try and stay healthy.
And the exciting thing about this partnership is that we can now respond in different ways along, Americans' journeys through their health care, right? So, if that's an agent at the kitchen table, if that's reaching out, over the phone, there's different inflection points in that journey and different needs people have. And, now there's the power to do both and really help facilitate that communication.
Yeah, well, that's what I think is so unique, because of the service mindset, the servant heart that you have and you bring to this business, and just really that consumer-centric, diligence, that you're just so focused on really providing just the best service to make sure that you truly make sure that Americans have the best health care possible, has been just something that really sets you guys apart in such an incredible way. Now, tell us a little bit more about y'all's background, about how you guys came to do this, and how you guys came together, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. I'm originally from London, Ontario, Canada. My father was head of cardiology for a very large hospital in Canada. From my perspective, it's interesting that, all 6 of the kids in my family, we all ended up in a service profession. So whether that's, being a doctor, veterinarian, firefighter, counselors, we grew up with that kind of an empathy and the feeling that it was important emotionally to be serving other people. My parents taught us very much that if you work incredibly hard and you have a passion and a vision, that there's really nothing you can't do. So for me, that was a gift. I've worked in corporate communications and public relations. I've been a counselor, specifically working mostly with teenagers and families. Education is a passion of mine. I have 5 university degrees. And so when I moved to the United States and, Robert and I got married, it just felt like we were filling a need. And it felt like we were doing something that was, important. And so it was a melding for me, of both my corporate communications, my education, my counseling background, and tackling something that I felt was really emotionally important and vital. Wow,
5 degrees. That's you must be the most educated partner that we have here at Integrity. That's incredible, and I love hearing how people grew up and their experiences kind of led them into kind of the field that they are today. I know that was a big part of my story. Is my dad owned funeral homes, and I remember growing up in the funeral home, around the funeral home, and just having that idea of service just embedded in me early on, and also seeing the fact that there has to be a better way for people to prepare for the inevitable, especially, and hearing you growing up with a family, especially in a physician family, is got to be very similar, where you're sitting there hearing so many stories about healthcare and going, we got to figure out a better way to help people, take care of these needs, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's so core to people's well-being, mentally and physically, is to feel like they are taken care of in the healthcare system, and that's something I very much grew up with.
Absolutely, Robert. Tell us more about how you grew up and your background.
Yeah, no, I've got very similar values to Christina, but probably through a very different path. I grew up in a very, very large town called Biglerville, Pennsylvania. Had 1,200 people in it, and it's well known as the apple capital of the world. When you grow up in the country, you kind of learn a couple of things, and those are, you got to work hard and you got to serve your neighbor. My very first job was picking strawberries from before the sun came up throughout the day. And that's where I think I initially learned that it takes hard work. And I eventually found my way to working inside the Arctic Circle in Alaska, working for a large oil company. Again, when you're in one of the most remote places on the planet, you find that if you're not able to work well with your coworkers and help them out when they need it, you're not going to make it very long. And so, those are two of the things that helped me kind of navigate, how I was going to approach my career. Then I left the Arctic Circle to get away from minus 70 degrees, and I traveled down to California. And I started to work for Blue Cross of California, which is where I helped do data analytics and help put together the first managed care network in the United States. I went on and I started a messaging company that took me around the world, places like South Africa. And one of those clients was a healthcare carrier. And, that's when we started doing, the age worker surveys that opened up the opportunity of it. There was something here that needed to help simplify healthcare for these senior citizens. And so Christina and I combined our backgrounds in the same year that we got married.
Which is always a great idea.
So that's how we started Connection Point, Brian.
So you guys met, and it's interesting. You guys run this huge company, and you also are married, and it's. I grew up with a family. My mom and dad worked together every day. There was no way to ever cut off work. It was. There was most of what they talked about was how do we serve families in our local community, et cetera. And that it's just amazing when I see those type of dynamics and they work out so well. We've got a lot of people and partners that have joined us that have a similar story. So you guys were newlyweds with strong backgrounds in business and technology and healthcare and some insurance, and you decided to start this contact center or call center. So what happened after that?
Well, I think, the short answer is we got really, really busy. So we just started, building out what we were doing. We, hired and trained a whole bunch of people for our first AEP. Within 35 days, we built a contact center. We built the technology. We hired and trained people. We rewrote the training. I personally interviewed a few hundred people. And then we got down to listening what our clients needed, and we really built solutions around that. And as we moved forward, I think that and making sure that we don't lose sight of our, consumers and our clients, which are not only the carriers, they're obviously the people that we're serving. And so that's really what we focus on, is how do we build solutions for the people who we are speaking with on the phone. And so we knew we had the people, we had the technology, we had the data, the analytics, and we knew we were building something really special.
Yeah, like Christina said, we just saw explosive growth right from the beginning. We were solving a problem by meeting seniors where they were, and helping them with what they were saying they needed. And, so we started with a big vision for healthcare, and I know it's the same vision, a similar vision that you've got, Brian. And, I think as we move forward together, we're going to be able to help each other, help our customers, our clients, consumers, the agents in a way that they've never had access to before.
Wow. Well, I totally agree. It's amazing when you see people, entrepreneurs, that start a company from scratch and create something so incredible and are so humble along the way and hardworking as well. I just some of the statistics about your company. You guys have now 6 locations covering the entire country, and you handle more than 5 million consumer interactions annually on behalf of your partner carriers that you work with, and you support over 75,000 active carrier programs a year right now through your 3,000 employees that this last year invested over 1 million hours in helping consumers just in 2020. During AEP, you guys supported and helped over 250,000 Americans enroll into a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medicare plan. And just what you guys bring to the table and the technology that you bring to the table, the proprietary technology, you guys are much more, really honestly, more of a technology company than anything, I feel. And the proprietary technology that you guys bring to the table, along with your telephony, the phone systems, I think brings us an incredible opportunity that we can help our agents be more successful, help our consumers get the healthcare products that they need and retention of those products. Tell us why you chose, your company's doing incredibly well. Tell us why you chose to partner with Integrity at this time and what you're most excited about.
Yeah, I think that the core is it's about revolutionizing the insurance industry, particularly for seniors. We want to meet them where they are, and I think that our technology will definitely help with that. And again, I think the synchronicities with Integrity are amazing. I love the vision that Integrity has about simply changing the industry. And then I think the other thing that's so key and important for us that I know Robert and I talked about a lot and feel is absolutely critical is the values. I really feel like there's a fit between the two companies and what we really believe in. It's about service, it's about family, it's about adding value. And I think that's where, with a shared vision, it was so exciting for us to be able to partner with Integrity.
Yeah, a big part of how we started, Brian, was, trying to find out what seniors needed and really to be able to meet them where they were, where they wanted to engage in the conversation. And that's important to us. When you look at Integrity, that's exactly what you're doing. But you're doing it with all the resources you could possibly imagine. And I think together, extending a digital experience, a contact center with the largest field service organization in the entire world, I think the resources that we can bring together are unmatched in the industry.
Well, I couldn't agree more. This is one of those exciting days. I think if you think about back to what we were talking about, our core mission about helping Americans have these products to take care of the most difficult day of their life, and really by being able to support our incredible field force of independent agents and partners out in the field, and then also bringing in the largest contact center. Now we will have about 5,000 employees here at Integrity. I grew up in a small town in West Texas that had 1,800 people. In fact, my entire county has about 5,000 people. In the entire county I lived in and grew up in. And you start thinking about just the size and scale of Integrity today and what we're able to do by being able to serve literally millions and millions of Americans, make sure that they've got the proper life and health insurance coverage is just incredible. And it's going to be amazing to watch us and see how we can innovate insurance going forward and look for ways to expand and grow even faster together. Now, this partnership reminds me of another partnership that we partnered with also. You guys are based in Salt Lake City, and we partnered with another group in Salt Lake City called Thomas Arts. And I remember the first time I met Dave Thomas, Troy Thomas, and Ann Wood. We sat down in a conference room, and we had a 70 or 80-page presentation we were going to walk through, and we never opened it. We just talked about our passion for serving others. And it was that moment that we said we've got to be partners. We've got to figure out how to become partners today. And I know you guys are incredibly good friends with Dave and Ann and Troy and the rest of the team there. And it was very reminiscent of partnering with them as partnering with you and seeing this opportunity that we just said, this is almost like destiny, that we need to be together. And if we can all come together, we can all accomplish more. This whole idea that really Integrity was founded upon, of rising tide will raise all boats, was a huge opportunity for all of us as we looked at that. And so I asked Dave Thomas and Ann Wood to join us today to be the first Integrity partners to welcome you to the Integrity family.
Hey, Robert, Christina. Woo-hoo!
Dave.
For a long time. It's so good to have you part of this. It is amazing. I can't welcome you loud enough. You're incredible people, incredible company, and we're just going to have so much fun together.
Dave, do you mind? I know this was actually even before we met. You didn't realize I already knew Robert and Christina, but whenever we met, I remember at one point you said if we could bring in a large contact center such as Connexion Point, we could change the game. And could you just share a little bit about your thoughts about why this is such a significant partnership and why this is so exciting, just for not only for Integrity but for America in general?
Right, I'm happy to do that. Correct. Robert and I have, and Ann and our companies, Christina, everybody, Troy, we've known each other for a long time ago. We actually met first working for a large carrier, and didn't even know we were in the same city. We figured that out, and we saw their passion, what they were building, and we got together. And I think we were in. This has been several years ago. We were in our office. Robert, I think we were sitting on the floor, maybe lagging quarters or something like that. Maybe I'm thinking of another meeting. But all of a sudden, this vision, wow, what could happen with a call center and a demand-generating organization that drove more marketing? What could that look like? There's nothing like that. And then we started thinking, wow, and what if we had agents and feet on the street, and we had incredible products and all that. And we started thinking about that, and it's been a dream that we've had for a long time. And so we weren't able to make that happen, but we remained really close friends. And it took the power, I use this phrase a lot, the power of integrity. It took the power of integrity to really bring us together and make it happen. And what we've got, from my point of view, is an organization. It's always been Integrity is absolutely unique. There's nothing like it. But let me see. I'm gonna really make the 5-degree person crazy by saying we're even more uniquer. And I think that's exactly where we are now. There is nothing like this organization, and adding the a Connexion Point to it. There is nothing like it in the country. Nothing.
Wow. Well said, Dave. I really appreciate you being willing to join us. And I know you've also, and as Chief Marketing Officer of Integrity, I know you've been working on this project a lot, and it's been kind of a dream come true for you. We'd love to hear your thoughts about this as well.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, that's exact the term I would use, dream come true. So beyond thrilled, Robert and Christina, that you could join us, your full organization. We love that we've worked closely with you through the years, so we know what we can do together. And I always use this phrase, I probably stole it, I directly stole it from Brian, we're just getting started. And this is literally rounding out our offering. We're now able to meet consumers along their journey. I know we've talked about that a lot today, but that is a personal passion of ours. It's a passion of Integrity's as a whole, that we can help Americans when and where they want to have those conversations, whether they want to continue having them at the kitchen table, of course. That's where most of the interactions happen, and then being able to ask questions and learn more over the phone and online. Yes, Brian, it is a dream come true. Robert and Christina, you will love being a part of the Integrity family. This is your first Inspire call that you will see every Monday. It gets us all off the ground, working hard, ready to go at it for the week, and you'll just be blown away by everything that we get to do together. So thank you, Brian, for having me. Thank you, Robert and Christina, for joining the family.
Thanks, Ann.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, Robert and Christina, thank you very much, Anna. We really appreciate you and Dave being willing to join us today. I'm getting blown up by texts of people just so excited about this opportunity of us coming together and really making big news here as the beginning of 2021 starts off with this incredible partnership that's unlike really any other that we've ever announced. This is going to be one of those opportunities, I think, that we can truly innovate the market in a new way with all of the incredible technology and telephony and all the different systems that Connection Point has, as well as their 3,000 employees that come to work every day to look at how to make Americans' lives better when it comes to their health care. In addition, with all of our additional partners and all of our agents, there's going to be some exciting things that we're going to be able to do together. And this is going to be one of those opportunities that we look back on and say, man, that was a point of definition. This was a marked time that we saw us really take off, even more than we've even taken off today. Now at Integrity, we'll continue to grow and expand like we have continued to do, but now we've got about 5,000 employees as part of our platform, and there's no telling kind of where we can go from here and all of the different services that we can offer our carrier partners, and that we can go and work with consumers to meet them on their healthcare journey and make sure that they have the best products and services available to them up front. And so I just want to say again, thank you so much, Robert and Christina. Again, we want to welcome the Connection Point family to the Integrity family and can't wait to see what we can accomplish together, because I do believe this is one of those moments that we are truly just getting started. So I hope everybody has an incredible week. It's going to be an exciting week for us to make this announcement, and excited to get this news out that we've been working on for a long time. So hope everybody has an incredible week, and look forward to next week's Inspire podcast. We'll be able to come back together and share even more inspirational ideas and concepts going forward. So hope everybody has a wonderful week. God bless you all, and look forward to this announcement and having you all read more about it. God bless you guys.